Hi there, my name's Ed, I'm a tea head, and today we're back with a tea. Of course, what else would we be back with? This is brown sugar from W2T. So I have not tried many W2T teas, so my opinion of them has yet to really be determined. So this is a ripe pu'er, a shu pu'er, and I have to say I'm not sure about shu pu'er. For me, the profiles seem to be very similar, and I think my palate might not be there to distinguish between different tastes and profiles and smells. But getting warm wood, a bit of a sweetness. And a kind of a roastiness. I wouldn't say sort of roasted note particularly, but actually, it is a nice smell because with most ripe pu'er, you just kind of get a kind of woody, leafy kind of thing. So we're going to give this a rinse. So I'm actually not sure if this is the 2015 or 2016 variety of brown sugar, because this was a tea that was gifted to me, so I have the name, not the date, but I'll assume it's a 2016, so it's quite a young tea. It was fermented for about 2 years before pressing. There we are with the rinse. Keep everything nice and warm, and go in with this first infusion. Interesting. A bit stemmy. You tend to get stems, it seems like, with shu pu'er. I guess it all just gets chucked in. And this is made with quite large grade leaf, I think. So let's take a look. It's interesting. On the website it said, "Be prepared for a cloudy liquor," but that's pretty clear actually. Pretty crystalline, nice and dark brown. Right. So let's quickly give the leaves a smell. They've taken on a could be kind of an umami-ness to it. There is a bit of, I would say there is a bit of almost seaweediness, but not in a bad way. In a way that's almost enjoyable. Interesting. It's taken on a quite a different character from the dry. Right. Not getting a great deal in terms of taste. Definitely smooth. Getting a minerality. but it's not offering too much right now. Maybe a bit of kind of maybe a tiny fruity sweetness almost in there as well. It does have a nice texture. It's a nice smooth. It's not very thick, but it's definitely kind of coating the mouth. I tend to find with tasting teas, the first few sips are almost kind of discarding your what's already in your mouth, and it sounds ridiculous because obviously there's only there's nothing in my mouth, but it's almost like we have layers of kind of almost taste already in your mouth. So when I'm drinking tea, the first few sips are almost just kind of like getting rid of like what's already there, and starting from a kind of fresh almost. There's a good warmth to it actually, coming through, and it's quite full-bodied. Let's give us a few more infusions. Now it's difficult to, well, it's not difficult, but to really appreciate a shu, you do have to go through those infusions, 10, 12, 15, depending on the tea. So to do a video isn't really the best way to kind of really show a shu, show a shu. But you can get an idea. Oh wow, that's changed massively. Look at that. Got lots of leaves on there. Wow, that's just become totally different. I wonder if this is going to significantly change the profile. Wow, I didn't expect that. Well, I think that does happen. That's a fairly typical thing with shu, is that you have the rinse, and then the first infusion is kind of just getting into it, and then the second infusion is kind of where you're actually getting into the tea properly. Yeah, now it's definitely got more character, more of a it's got more of a proud bitterness now. Before it was just kind of slinking around in my mouth. There's a nice clean bitterness that is desirable. It's not a bitterness that you're trying to resist. And it definitely does feel like there is a sweetness there. It kind of feels like a fruitiness, or just definitely a lightness of some kind. And then again, it's got this nice texture. And it does have a nice finish actually, a nice lingering aftertaste. A combination of this, the kind of coating, the minerality coating, and the oiliness, and that kind of nice, kind of almost tingle that you get, and then it's also got a kind of metallic aftertaste, that kind of anchors itself in the centre of the tongue. try and get one more infusion in. So maybe in future I will sit here with a camera and do a whole tea tasting, and maybe edit down and kind of do the highlights, because that way you get to the videos would acquaint you much more with a tea. You get to see the whole process, and generally tea videos tend to get a little bit long, so I want to try and avoid that. And do nice, kind of slightly more concise versions of a tea tasting. Let's do a few more sips. Again with a nice dark, kind of just got with Shu. It's so dark that it is almost like a pit, like when you look into your cup. Wow, it's even changed again. More of that lively character again coming through. This tea's actually surprised me. I didn't think I would enjoy it that much. But I definitely feel like it's offering something. I definitely think it's worth a try. I think for those people who are more acquainted and experienced with ripe pu'er, shu pu'er, might find this a bit light or a bit young. But I definitely recommend giving this a go, actually. I wasn't sure that I was going to actually enjoy this. And in fact, if there's anyone out there who is more experienced and acquainted with shu pu'er, I mean, what do you have to say about the appreciation and the experience of shu? Because I feel like I'm almost a novice when it comes to shu, because I feel inequipped to explain, what shu is like, and what the good qualities of a good shu are, and etc. etc. I know this is it's a subjective industry, right? So it's all about your own taste. But I'd love to have any information or any advice that anyone has. So there we are. That was brown sugar from W2T. Here are our leaves. And there we go. I'll see you later.